Golly! Woohoo! I'm afraid to look. I think I have a flat tire. Yeah. Welcome back to Bikes with Ben, the channel where all we do is take our back tire off and put it back on 750 times. I'm gonna start a new series here called Rides of the Week. I've been kind of running out of time to make a lot of the more in-depth videos, the ones that I have to do all the research for, all the Shimano components, all the SRAM components that I want to do. And I've been kind of getting in a rut of not making those videos. So to get back into riding a little more and to get back into posting a little more regularly, I'm going to start posting a ride a week. Try to do a ride a week. Keep me honest on it. It's going to be very lightly edited, mainly just me going out to a trail that I like or a new trail that I want to try. There'll be some talking in it, whatever I want to spew that day. But a lot of just kind of music while I ride, showing off trails around Pittsburgh, showing off trails around the area. And ideally, it should get me back into riding more, which gets me kind of more motivated to do a lot of the research stuff for all the components. Why am I walking to make this video? Well, it's safer, and two, I popped another tire here on the old common saw. Unfortunately, this back tire is black right now because the porcupine white popped. You've seen the videos on that, I'm sure. Now the Maxxis has found its demise here on the Ohiopyle trails. So right here, there is a, I don't know, sever. Looks like it got pinched with the wheel. And we're 2 miles from the car again. My ride of choice, my distance of choice to get back to the car. Either way, today we are starting our ride of the week in Ohiopyle with the Ohiopyle Shuttle. It's the new Skool Shuttle Banger is what it's called on Trail Forks. I did it yesterday, did it today, most of it, and I've got it filmed today. So it's a really cool trail. It's about 2,500 feet of descent, about 700 feet of climb. You get dropped off at the top. Yesterday we had 2 cars, so we left one down in Ohiopyle, rode one to the top. It's about a 10-minute drive from downtown Ohiopyle. And then it's about 10 or 11 miles of riding. Some really technical kind of rock gardens, downhill, rocky slopes, some big boulders, some neat features throughout. It's a neat trail. This last piece that I'm on right now really is just a fire road with a bunch of rocks on it. This is the Sugarloaf Trail. So not the most fun part. So thankfully my tire popped right at the end of all the fun. So we're gonna walk back, get some pizza and wings and beer here in Ohiopyle. But let's get to the start of this video when we're having a lot more fun. We'll send you right up the hill here in just a second. This is the start of the Ohiopyle shuttle ride. You take the, I think it's Sugarloaf Road, the entire way up to the top here from down at the falls. It's about a 10-minute ride from downtown Ohiopyle. And then you get dropped off up here, ride about 10, 11 miles down, and you end up right, at the visitor center there for the falls. It's a pretty nice ride. It's very convenient. And there's a lot of shops for beer and food at the end. It is not terribly beginner friendly. There are a lot of big boulders, a couple neat features, but also just a ton of Central PA rocks. 1 foot square rocks just jutting out a lot of places. A lot of technical little gardens, a lot of very fast descents with those rocks interspersed. So especially on the hardtail like this, you're just getting bucked. But it's about 2,500 feet of down and 700 feet of up. So really not bad at all. We use the car to save us a lot of climbing. I just rode this with my wife yesterday, so I kind of remember the trail a bit. And it's just me today, so I'm gonna try to just plow through a lot of this. And I don't have my other mic with me today, so you guys are gonna get to hear a lot of breathing. I'll try to shut up through a lot of this so I can put some music on it and pull down the voice volume. All right, I adjusted you guys down a few degrees. Hopefully you can see my handlebars now. It's a little jarring to watch a video with no reference and just see the nature pass by too quick. Oh, foot's off the pedal. Nice little descent there. And we're gonna check, make sure you can see me all right. All right, we bumped it down to rock steady only, not rock steady plus. And now we've got an ultra wide field of view instead of a standard de-warped. I'm just saying that so I know what camera settings I like the best. I'm running a lot more pressure in my rear tire than I'd like to be, but every time I try to let air out of it, sealant flows out of it. So I think we're sitting at like, I don't know, 30, 33 or 34 PSI. I'd rather be at 24 or 25. Like I said, pretty chunky, but not undoable. This up here gets real chunky. Whew. If you want to practice your body positioning, grab a hardtail and come ride this at Ohiopyle. My goodness. Don't let anyone tell you that full suspensions do not have their benefits. They do, but a hardtail will teach you a lot more, in my opinion.
So this little thing to the right is fun to ride down, but honestly not as hard or fun as it looks. You can kind of just roll it, and that's not the trail we're heading on anyway. Just a gorgeous whole forest out here. I love the ferns. Looks Jurassic. Maybe it was Paleozoic. Mesozoic. One of them. That's bad something by me. Technique. Trying to figure out what path to take, and I hit a tree. Alright. These both meet up. I took the left one yesterday. I'm gonna go right today. We're getting a decent amount of our 700 feet of climbing out of the way here in the first few miles. About half of it. There's the other trail. Oh, that's the line there. Let's try that again. Good way to improve your skills. Try it again. All right, I don't know if I'm definitely not in low enough gear for this, but the lines to the right. Haha, take 3. A lot of times in here, you just get not self-conscious, you get questioning the path you took and whether or not you can get through, and you need to just keep pedaling, and pedals can overcome a lot of mistakes. So let's just keep pedaling. Close enough. Pedaling got me pretty far. There's a nice little nice. This is what I was talking about by the descents. Ooh, with the rocks that will just send your whole bike bucking. I'm in way too high of a gear. Whew. Woohoo! Did not have nearly as much speed as I had on that yesterday. And we are going left. Oh, just wearing through brake pads. Yeesh. Golly. So fast, it just wants to throw you. That's fresh. I don't think that was there yesterday. Maybe I just missed it because I was flying. That was that little rock garden that comes up there at Mach 6 about sent me going. Your hands start hurting from all the jittering. Fingers on the brakes don't want to pull like they should. You're better just to kind of go loose, let the bike rise up from the ground, and absorb as much of it as you can. Ooh-wee, okay. This is hiking paths as well, so you do have to watch out for hikers here and there. There are a few parking lots down the hill here where you can walk out and back. Or I think we're on McCune right here, which kind of loops around back to the parking lot. Nice little bit of an overlook there. you can climb the Canyon Overlook or Upper Canyon's Edge. We're going Upper Canyon's Edge. Keep pedaling. All right. Oh, my lower back is hurting. I have not seen another biker out. Now, yesterday we rode at about 1 o'clock-ish probably, maybe noonish, on a Tuesday, so that makes sense. And today it's 5:30 or so on a Wednesday. I do think obviously the shuttle aspect of it is gonna make the barrier of entry a little higher than your normal trail. But I would say if you're out this way and have somebody to drive you, it is well worth it to try these trails out. If you are new to riding or with like a family, I would probably stick to the gap. Even if you're confident enough, go for it. None of this is not doable, and if anything happens, you're all downhill basically to get back. But it is tough. I brought my now wife, my then girlfriend, out here like 5 or 6 years ago when I was new to riding and she was fresh to riding. It was like her first mountain bike ride ever, I think. And we did the lower trails. We didn't do the shuttle, but we did, I think, Ballman and Sugarloaf. And it's mainly fire roads and pushing your bike up a hill. So if you're not gonna do the shuttle, I don't want to say don't ride here, but just know that anything you do here is going to require a lot of technical rocks and a decent amount of pushing your bike up a hill, unless you can shuttle to the top. Even in this trail, you'll see coming up in a bit, there's some places where you're just not gonna be, it's not rideable. At least it's not rideable for me, and I'll be pushing my bike around. It is beautiful. It is really cool. There are some neat features, some big boulders that you don't really get to see back Pittsburgh way, and we're only an hour outside of Pittsburgh. Lower canyon edge. Eesh. There are a few more descents like that where you're just gonna see me holding on for dear life. And what I did there, just cocked right for no reason. I think there's a decent drop here, yeah. All right, we can hit that though. We hit that yesterday. It's you gotta watch out for this stump right here. And it's a pretty, 3-foot huck to flat. So you need a little bit of speed for it to not nose dive. But it wasn't terribly undoable. All right. It's an ugly start. Try again. I did not have no speed going into that. But keep pedaling and you pull up and get your bike out in front of you. You can save a lot of mistakes. That was a fun little windy course there. It's hard to even sit and pedal on the hardtail with the rocks like this. You just gotta keep your butt real light, keep your legs engaged, your quads engaged so that you're not really sitting when you pedal. So I started mountain biking with a 1996 Cannondale F600 comp, blue 26-inch tires, and hardtail. And I started that in 2016 or so. So a little behind the curve, but it was cheap and it got me into it. Then I upgraded that to a 1997 Cannondale Super V 700, which was about the same bike, but had a full suspension. Neither one of them would have done well here. After taking that F600 comp to on the Gap Trail in the C&O Canal from Pittsburgh to DC, I bought a Cannondale Scalpel 4. It was a 2013 old stock from Pro Bike and Run for half off. I bought it on, I think, Black Friday. One of the days I was coming back from Thanksgiving. I just had to have a bike. And I rode that until, it was a full suspension cross-country bike. And I didn't know any better. I mean, it was cheap. It was the right bike for me at the time. I didn't know any better, but I did know that I liked riding more aggressively than standard cross country. So I kind of just Frankenstein that bike to try and make it as comfortable as I could for what I was riding. I was a 29er, but just a 2.2 or 2.3 inch tire. You know, not super wide. Maybe maybe 2.2. And then finally, a couple years ago, I bought a what did I get? A Polygon Siskiyou T8. So that's probably 2020 or 2021. And that was my first, my first real full suspension modern geometry bike. And I love that thing. Having the slacker fork, obviously having just a nice fork, a nice full suspension, nice shock on it, was just a game changer. And then I decided that I wanted to get a hardtail. I wasn't sure what hardtail I was gonna get. I wanted to build one up. I've been doing all these videos on all the Shimano components and what I use and all that. This is a cool little drop here, watch this. Jump into a little downhill, I love that. So I was gonna build up a bike, but then my Polygon was having some issues. I just needed basically fork service, shock service, bearings replaced, little things that come up as you start digging into a bike to start servicing it. You realize the other parts you need to start getting into. So I had that bike in pieces, sitting on the shop floor there, and I was like, I'm not gonna have time to build up a new bike. I wanna ride. So I bought this that I'm riding now, which is a common saw Meta HT AM, I think is what it is, all mountain. And it's about as aggressive as a hardtail as you can buy. Pretty slack head tube. I think pretty steep seat. I don't know all the geometries, but it is an aggressive hardtail, which is good because I wanted to see if it could do everything that a full suspension could. And so far, it can do everything I could do on my Polygon. It's not the bike necessarily, especially at the very amateur levels of riding that I do. I'm the limiting factor. The bike's just, it can help, but it's not the reason I can't do certain things. So any big hucks to flat are gonna feel better on a full suspension, and you might be less likely to blow out a tire, but you are still gonna be able to do one on a hardtail if you have the skill levels required. And I really think that having a hardtail as your first bike, getting into mountain biking, is a good thing. Number one, it's gonna be cheaper. Number two, there's less moving parts, so you're gonna have less to work on, less to fix, so it's gonna be cheaper to maintain. And that's overwhelming at first. When you start working on your own bikes, trying to figure out what's right and wrong, if you don't wanna spend a ton of money taking your bike to the shop, it gets confusing and overwhelming. Whew, the heck just gave out there. Confusing and overwhelming to try and figure it all out on your own. But the main takeaway on a hardtail is when you're riding trails like this, and they don't have to be this complex when you first start, but when you're riding any trails, you really have to know your line. If you want to maintain speed or maintain the ability to pedal, you have to look ahead of you and keep your eyes ahead of you, and then map out where you want to go. And on a full suspension, you can be forgiven for not doing that perfectly. And you can be forgiven to a point where you might not know that you even messed up. And that can be a problem when you're learning all these new techniques and habits on your mountain bike. It can be a problem for them to not be reinforced properly. So with the hardtail, you are made aware of every mistake you make. And yeah, it is annoying. And yeah, once you're at a point where you know what you should be doing, a full suspension is very beneficial, especially for stuff like this, just to keep traction on the ground, to keep you from bumping around, to keep your feet on the pedals so that your back wheel isn't in control of your feet, really. But until that point, it is really nice to have a hardtail to understand that when you're gonna huck the flat, off of a drop, you might need to push the bike out in front of you a little more because you're not gonna have the forgiveness of that full suspension. And when you're picking lines through rock gardens, you're really going to be punished for making the wrong line. So having the hardtail really, really helps to reinforce all of those good habits and, you know, negatively give you negative feedback if you continue to carry on bad habits when riding. So that's my 2 cents on why you should get a hardtail. Oh. This is a neat little thing I ran through yesterday. It looks incredibly unstable, but there's just one little rock that's kind of wedge shape, and you can jump right around that, like right over top the center of it. That's a fast descent. Oh, just smashed my toe into a rock. Keep pedaling. Pedaling will get you. Oh yeah, this is the climb bit. Good luck. Let's see. Pedaling will get out. Ooh, pedaling will get you out of a lot, but not everything. This and the next, I think. Oh yeah, this is where the pushing starts. We're gonna try to ride as much of it as we can. Whew. Some big rock cliff faces up there, and we're heading, I don't know what you can see, but straight up there. Oh, that was bad. That was very, very bad. Come on. All right, we're gonna try this. We're gonna give it our all. Pedal our ass off. And we're gonna try to make it to that first small tree. If we can do that, we'll be happy. Just cannot keep enough weight on the back to keep the tire having traction. I mean, I've got pretty good traction on these tires, but this is a steep hill. If you're wondering why I've got a black and a white tire on this bike, well, the black one is stock and the white one is an Onza Porcupine. Love the look. And the front tire, knock on wood here, has been great for me. The back tire popped 50 miles, or popped after 50 miles, got a puncture, and I've been unable to repair it, and it's been the bane of my existence. But I didn't feel like taking both off when there's already good sealant in the front and it's working, so we're running mixed tread, mixed brands, and mixed pedals. Or sorry, mixed colors. Keep pedaling. There we go, we saved it. Bounced our hand off a tree to get us back. Yeah, here's the extra walking parts I'm talking about. Could ride down that. We might be able to ride up that with a different run up. And this gets fun too. See that tree? Wait till you see the next one. Yeah. You can't get around it unless you go through here. That's okay though. Whew. Stop going left. Another tip. If you're looking at something you don't want to hit, you're going to hit that thing. Look where you want to go, not what you don't want to hit. Oh, if you already knew that, awesome. If you already knew it and forgot about it, you're welcome. And if you didn't already know it, it's a good tip. Yeah, a little bit of pedaling will get you out of anything. Jeez, what am I doing? Getting lazy. I'm getting tired. Oh, continuing to pedal will get you through a lot. Whew. Why am I riding like this? Okay. One great thing about the Shimano transmission, well, it's not a transmission. The Shimano 12-speed setup, derailleur, shifter, mainly derailleur and cassette and chain really. The Hyperglide Plus on the chain makes you shift so much cleaner and almost encourages shifting under load. So like right there, you know, when I was struggling to get up this hill, I was in too high of a gear and I just shifted down 2 gears real quick. And you can kind of help it by not absolutely slamming the pedals down, but keeping a solid firm pressure on them and then pushing them way forward. They will shift just like butter. Like the way these things shift under load is a lifesaver in a lot of scenarios. Cool little rock. I don't think you can get on this rock. I don't see a line for it. There's a nice little overlook up here. We'll go show you. You can take that top line, but it's honestly not terribly rideable. It's a little scary. It's rideable. There are points where you'd have to take a 3-foot gap with possible certain death at the other end. But this is a neat little overlook to take a look at. That's the trail that you can take across. Again, neat but sketchy. As you can see that, you can't even see the drop down there, but it's far. And then you have to drop in on this nice little rock face. And drag a leaf with me? I don't hit my legs. All right. Then we're going down here to the right. So mountain biking is not, excuse me, is not one of those activities that you can zone out for. When I go running, as long as I'm running on like the rails of trails or, you know, some non-road, I can put my earbuds in and just zone out. You keep running and you try not to run into traffic, but you don't have to be alert at every second. It's step, 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 step. I mean, it's the whole point, not point, but the whole kind of aura of running is just getting sucked into it and going forever. With mountain biking, you have to stay alert, and my brain likes to wander and drift, and you'll see my riding get that much worse when I do it. So we're gonna be in, what's the word I'm looking for? Intentional, and ride like we're riding a mountain bike and not like we're on a Sunday stroll. And we'll see if my riding improves. And I'm gonna shut up about it now. All right, we're gonna cross the street to Rock City, which is a really fun one. It's definitely a mountain bike purpose-built trail with a really cool section of features. A big rock on and off, then a really tall and steep rock on and off with a little jump at the end of all of it. It's a nice little section. I'm gonna try to flow through it as cleanly as possible. And as I just said and did not follow, I'm gonna shut up and ride. Enjoy. Hopefully. Here's this section I was talking about. Woo! Oh, bottomed out. I'm afraid to look. I think I have a flat tire. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. I think I just burped it. Nope. Gosh darn it. Just eating through tires left and right. Oh, that is frustrating. Another one down. It is a pinch flat. I mean, I don't know, I gotta see what I'm doing wrong here. So it's right inside the tire bead, or sorry, yeah, right on the outside of the tire bead, but the where the rim hits, something came down, pinched it. Scent sealant flying. I've been talking crap on Onza. Maxxis has a better name behind him, so it's hard to talk crap on him. Might be my fault at this point. I was running high pressure. I mean, fairly high. I've got rim, I've got, you know, whatever they're called, foam rim protectors in there. I did hit that drop. I am in rocks, but that was definitely a pinch flat there. I don't know. That's frustrating. I have to figure out how to get home, but luckily I'm not too far, a few miles. We will. I think I just got service too, maybe. We'll figure it out. Damn, that's another benefit of a full suspension, I guess. It's less likely to pop your tire. Back on with the helmet. Hopefully the bike shops are open at all. I don't even have another tire to keep riding with. I guess my best bet would go to the street. So this actually works out because the only trail left is Sugarloaf that way, and it is just straight double track, ATV, you know, fire lane, and just rocky as all hell. So we need to get down to Ohiopyle there. We're right near the street, I think. If I go left here. Man, this is confusing. I want to get to that street. I think. You know what? I think the street was where I just came from. I don't know. Which one am I? That one. So yeah, the street's up by where I just came from. To get back to the street, I have to go back up that. Or if I go left, I can get to Grover Road. I think I'm just gonna have to go down this same trail that I went down yesterday. That's not fun. I don't really want to walk back up that Bauman Rocks trail. No, it's gonna be uphill. Now we'll go down here. I mean, I have a rim protector on, so I should be, I mean, worst case, I can ride a little on this, but really shouldn't. That sucks. Try to keep my front wheel weighted and not hit too many rocks. Not an inefficient way to go down the hill, but what pressure should I be running? I thought 30 on a back tire. I thought 23, 24 in a back tire was plenty. Is it really just the hardtail is gonna cause that much, you know, more force to go into the tire, so I need to protect it? Is it a certain type of rim? You know, is it these Spank 33 race rims that came with the bike? Is it the foam rim protector? I don't think so, but is it just part of riding? I mean, it's a brand new tire. This tire has less miles on it than the Onza. I took these off after one ride of like 5 miles. So this is, you know, it might have 10 miles on it now. Obviously, I know it's not a wear issue, it is a impact issue. But what's the fix? Welcome back to Bikes with Ben, the channel where all we do is take our back tire off and put it back on 750 times and then make videos to complain about it. Riveting content. .2 miles of this. Ugh. Hey, the Porcupine outlasted it though. It's definitely a rear tire thing. I mean, I'm coming down with some, bug in my eye, with some decent force. I'm not a pro rider though. I'm not that overweight. It's 160 pounds of weight coming down on this big tire. You would think it would be fine. I know, I would expect to burp things. I would expect, to lose air. I wouldn't expect to damage the tire like I've been doing. Just literally poking a hole through the tire with my rim and a rock probably. At least I think that's what happened with this one. I'll have to double check the damage here once we get back to camp, but I do know there are wings and beer waiting for me at the bottom of this hill, so there is a silver lining if I can get there. Just really trying to stay front tire weighted, even on these downhills, which is a little sketch. A little much. I felt the rim hit there. Calm it down, calm it down. All right, well, where are we at? How much battery we have left? 12%, we're getting low. We are going to cut the video here. Flat tire and all.